All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to a new unit with the 11th grade B. Today is Tuesday, the 4th of May, and for all the Star Wars fans, May the 4th be with you. I want the Star Wars, lo mejor de la galaxia. Okay. If you like Star Wars, please celebrate. If you don't like Star Wars, okay, someday you watch it. All right, and well, the test results have been sent to your emails. Today we are going to put the points and upload the final mark to Notas.net. Congratulations to the people who got to the top score, and to the people who didn't, maybe next time. And be careful with your units, people. Be careful. You have to study as well. Well, in this unit, we'll be introducing a new topic and also a new evaluation. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And what we're going to do today is we're going to discuss some ideas. We're going to watch a video and we're going to have a conversation about the video. And on the words of the day, we have to follow the rules, to break the rules, to forbid someone to do something, to punish someone, and when you are grounded. Yeah, maybe. When you are grounded. So let's check on these vocabulary words. If you break the rules, obviously you do not respect the rules. Okay, you do the opposite. If it says no smoking, you smoke. If you follow the rules, obviously you stick to the rule. Okay, you stick to the law, to the norm. So if he says no smoking, you don't smoke. If something is forbidden or someone forbids you from doing something, what is that? For example, at school, in the classroom, it's the school forbids you from forbids you from cheating, for example, or wearing strict clothes as part of a uniform. Forbid. ¿No te llegó el resultado? Revisa el correo. Y te voy a comentar qué correo tengo. ¿No? Es el correo que le diste a la tía Sandra, a la profe Sandra. En ese correo llega. So, to forbid, I forbid you from, I forbid you to do
Es
this.
como prohibir, ¿o no?
Yes, prohibit. Yes, if something is forbidden, it means that it's prohibited. You can forbid people to do something. Mhm. If someone is going to punish you because you broke the law, usually people receive a punishment. What is that? Okay, you broke the law. This is your punishment. So what's that?
Get arrested.
Sorry, what? Castigar, right? Castigo, yeah, yeah. Punishment. And if you're grounded, if your dad says or your mom says, Joe, I told you to do this 100 times and you didn't do it. So you're grounded for a week with no phone. You're grounded. What's that, Joe? You're grounded.
Que está castigado.
Yes, castigar. So that is an informal word that people in the United States use a lot. You are grounded with no computer for a week. Yes, está castigado. Very nice. Good. All right. So as you may see, everything is connected to the rules. Ese va a correo y ese puntaje. Yeah. Sí, pues ese correo. Recommended section. We have John Mayer. Yes, John Mayer, my favorite artist. One of my favorite. And I'm recommending the Continuum album. So if you like rock music, blues, like nice lyrics, have a look at John Mayer. Also recommending the Beastie Boys, Cypress Hill, and 50 Cent, of course. And maybe I should recommend also Blackpink. Good stuff. Alrighty, let's continue. All right, the introduction of the unit. Here we go. So, introducing the unit. This is the unit number 2 of playing by the rules. I'm gonna upload the PDF book to Google Classroom during this week. I've been very busy, so I promise to do this as soon as possible. So playing by the rules, of course, is connected to something that is forbidden or obligations. Okay, some stuff that you mustn't do. So we mostly be checking modal verbs and other things. So for example, in terms of vocabulary, we'll be checking on disciplines, consequences, and reasons. In terms of language, the expression to be allowed to. If you are allowed to do something, that means that it's positive. Or you can do it. You have the permission. If you aren't allowed to do something, it means that it's prohibited, it's forbidden. Okay, the rules of your house, for example, they are different. So some people are allowed to do something, but some other people aren't allowed to do something in their houses. Also, we'll be checking the third conditional in terms of functions, talking about permission, following and giving simple instructions. In terms of skills, we'll be doing some listening to instructions and writing a manual. This evaluation is a different evaluation. It's not instructive. This evaluation is a video. Okay, it's a project. I repeat, this evaluation is a project. Surely we'll do like a pair work, maybe pairs of 3 people. I'm thinking of that, but I need to have a nice organized project for you people. And also we're gonna give like 2 points for homework. All right, so to start a unit, I would like to know some of your ideas. So to do that, let me invite you to my excellent Padlet. Okay. Second is okay. My nice Padlet. So I'm gonna share with you this idea. So what we have is I want you to write a comment. Well, here there are other people from other classes, but I need you to write comments on these questions. For example, what thing do your parents forbid you to do at home? For example, some people mentioned that my mom forbade us to stay in bed all day. In my house, I remember when I was a kid. Yeah, my mom did the same. Like, you have to wake up. You have to get up from the bed and do something. Another thing, what rule from school? Oh, sorry. What rule from school do you dislike the most? Dislike the most. For example, here someone said the fact of being able to do anything with our hairs or have piercings. And the TMR said, don't let us stay in the classroom when it's cold. Okay, we have some ideas. What do you usually do when you're told off? What's the meaning of this phrasal verb? To tell a person off, to tell someone off. Usually is because you did something negative.
Es como cuando te llama la atención.
Yes, that's it. If you tell someone off, you are pinpointing something like a bad behavior. Okay, no, don't do that. That is to tell someone off. Okay, to tell off. In this case, it's told off like a passive. When was the last time you got into trouble and why? This person mentions last week because I forgot to water the lawn. Okay. And which has been the toughest punishment that you have received? The toughest punishment. This person says 1 slap. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. So I'm going to share this with you. I would like you to share your ideas, please. Use your English. Let's go. This is the link. Okay, Mr. Alvarado. I'm going to put you present. Pichologs. Okay, let's go to the Padlet, please, and may you add some answers, some more comments, please, on the questions. Alguien puso A. Voy a borrar lo que están acá, de hecho, para ver solo los suyos. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go to find my cat. Okay, you guys may answer the questions meanwhile. Once my mom threw me a newspaper. Yeah, that happens. Okay, you guys, feel free to comment. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, cat appeared. Okay, cat appeared. All right, let's continue. Let's actualizar. All right. Screen when I'm playing. Ah, yeah. When you play video games, right? I remember to, especially now on like online video games. The long hair. Turn on the camera. Oh, the uniform. Why is it? I think it's coding, right? Why is it coding? Okay, what else? Let's see. More answers. Forbid you to eat in the room unless I'm in class. Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, you shouldn't eat in the room, that's true. Nothing really, but they suggest me to not invite strangers. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't. It's your parents' house. Fall asleep late in the week. Oh, okay. Fight with your brother. Slam the door. Oh, slamming the doors is annoying, to be honest, because doors are expensive. I don't know if you knew this, but doors are super expensive. Scream when I'm playing. Stay up late and be loud in the night, and wake my mother. My mom forbids me to eat in the room. Drink pisco. Is that true? Well, that's correct. You're a minor. Uniform's kind of boring and use the same clothes. Yeah, that's true. I don't get the idea of the boys with pants and girls with skirts. I think that's pretty, I don't know, medieval, right? What if I'm a girl? I want to wear pants because pants are cool. I mean, if you like skirt, okay, that's good. But what about if you like pants or you feel secure with pants? I hate sticking to the tradition. 20 or 21. Ah, yeah. I'm gonna give you 5 stars. That you need to have short hair. Short hair is cool, man, but it shouldn't be an obligation. That's true. Okay, what else? Let me see what else have you written. I just listen and nod. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I feel really bad when someone tells me off. Actually, I don't like it. I mean, I think no one likes it, to be honest. But it's like, there we go again. You say, okay, ask for forgiveness, please. I'm sorry. Next time won't happen. I answer why. And really, okay, why are you telling me off? Yeah, it's important to know why. Actually, that's true. Sometimes some punishments are really unfair, and it's important to know why. You get mad and don't say anything. Oh, sometimes you need to accept. Yeah. Uniforms every day. Yeah, stupid. I don't like it. I think I remember. I don't get in trouble. Diego. September because I got drunk. No way. Okay, I'm gonna give you 3 stars because you're young, man. Or girl, you're young. Alcohol can mess you up if you're too young. Like in October, I talk back to my mom. Oh, you talk back. Ooh, be careful. I mean, it depends only on the words. It depends also on the tone, right? If you are like a bit of aggressive, they're gonna be mad. They don't like that. I mean, no one likes that. If someone talked you back in that mood. When I was like 7, my mom forbade me to play Wii, but I don't get punishment since that age anymore. That's good. Puro correazo. 5 stars. That's great. Puro correazo. When they put me in the shower with clothes and ice water, no way. That's like a Nazi. That's like a Nazi punishment. I'm sorry for you. You got my phone taken away for 2 weeks. Wow, that's a lot. Imagine now in the pandemic without the phone. It must be terrible. When I was 4, I said to my mom, CTM, and she stopped. And you were 4? Dude, what was that? OMG, I'm gonna give you OMG. Wow, dude, I don't know if I was a dad, someone tells me it's a dad. Surely put that kid under the cold water of the shower. Surely. Running from the cops. Oh, bad boy, bad boy. What you gonna do, bad boy? Okay, I'm gonna give you 5 stars because that's some skill. Like GTA skills. You get mad and don't say nothing. All right. Always told off. We're not entering classes. Really, Valentina? Valentina, come to classes. Valentina, are you connected? And Valentina surely is is seated in front of the desk, sleeping. For saying bad words. Drink pistol. The uniforms are ugly. Say sorry. You get mad, don't say anything to him running from the cops. I think I read because September. September is a crazy month. I don't know what happens, but it's like the devil gets inside people. I don't think inside. Oh, okay. Don't. No worries. No worries. Some parents are really Nazi, ex-Nazi generals. They are badass when they're with their punishment. Uniform is annoying. Yeah, it is. It is. I hope that with the pandemic and everything, they rethink the way you go to school. I feel like that's the best thing. Okay, I think we're ready with this. Never, because I'm a good boy. Okay. All right, people. I would like to ask you the following question. Okay, we're gonna go to another thing. Classroom, classroom screen. There we go. Okay, I'm here now. So, what I would like to ask you people are, let's talk about the rules, because we're talking about that and things that are forbidden or prohibited. So this is your time for you to speak or write on the chat, and I'm going to write your answers here. Let's think about culturally. Let's think about something more general. Usually, when you live in a different culture, in a different country also, there are some things that you can't do, right? Things that you are not allowed to do or you shouldn't do. Let's talk about Chile. Okay, let's talk about Chile. What sort of things, okay, what sort of things are forbidden or shouldn't be done in Chile? What sort of things you shouldn't do in Chile? Can you think of something that the things that are not permitted? Let's think about that. People, are you here? Hello.
Teacher,
Okay.
you shouldn't, ¿cómo sería sacar? Porque quiero decir que sacar. You shouldn't.
Depende, ¿qué tipo de cosa? Depende de eso.
A flower, añañuca.
Okay, so añañuca, añañuca, qué raro. Añañuca flower.
Es que está, supone que es ilegal sacar añañuca, es una planta, una flor que está, creo que en peligro y es nacional aparte. Así que.
Alright. That's something that you shouldn't do in Chile. That's true. Still, yeah, but like more specific. Okay. Let's think about this. What we're gonna do? We're gonna do some contrast of cultures. So I'm gonna show you a video of things that you shouldn't do in Japan. And with the video, we are going to contrast with Chile. Okay. All right. I'm gonna show you this video. Things that you shouldn't do in Japan. So 12 things. So meanwhile, think about some stuff that you think in Chile you shouldn't do. Let's see. Okay, are you guys ready? Let's go. Am I sharing the video? Yes, sound. Okay, let's go. This guy's an English teacher, I think.
A whole lot about Japan before I got here. I knew what Pikachu was, and I'd seen The Last Samurai about 3 times, and that was probably the extent of my knowledge of Japan before I got here.
Okay, we're gonna
I won't lie, I didn't know a whole lot about Japan before I got here. I knew what Pikachu was, and I'd seen The Last Samurai about 3 times, and that was probably the extent of my knowledge. I actually did most of my reading about Japanese etiquette on the horrific 12-hour flight between London and Tokyo, and I've pretty much just winged it ever since. In hindsight, there are a lot of things I know now that I would have done well to comprehend before I got here. So today, I've taken 5 years of experience in the field and compiled it into this list of 12 things not to do in Japan. So when you're on your flight here, you needn't worry about reading about cultural etiquette. You can sit back, relax, and enjoy the in-flight entertainment with incredible titles to choose from, such as The Emoji Movie, Valerian and the City of 1,000 Disappointments, Ace Detective Sherlock Bones. And I think we can all agree, of those 3 movies, the most compelling would have to be Sherlock Bones, Ace Detective. Especially with that brilliant tagline, the world's first talking police dog on a mission impossible. Mission impossible. It doesn't really work, does it? At all.
Don't.
So walking down the street whilst eating and drinking isn't illegal. You're not going to get shouted at and you're not going to get arrested by Ace Detective Sherlock Bones. But what you will get is the stare of disapproval. A lot of people don't know this one until you get here and never see anyone doing it. What you'll find is if someone wants to eat or drink something quickly outside, they'll buy it at the convenience store and then eat it or drink it out the front. Same with vending machines. If they buy something from the vending machine, they'll drink it there and then next to the vending machine. The main reason is people are very conscious about keeping the streets clean here, and you don't want to ruin someone else's day by having them walk through your spilt coffee. That said, all you need to do to avoid the stare of disapproval is just stop and eat and drink whatever it is there and then. Maybe it's on a bench, maybe you're just standing at the side of the road, whatever. Just don't walk whilst eating and drinking and you'll be alright.
Okay.
3 things to point out here. Number 1, never put your chopsticks upright into the rice, as this is part of a ritual conducted at funerals when offering rice to the spirits of the deceased. Similarly, number 2, never pass things from chopstick to chopstick, because again, this is done during funerals to pass the bones of cremated relatives. So
No way.
that kind of imagery doesn't go down well over dinner, as you'd expect. Probably best not to conjure up imagery surrounding death before you've even had your lunch. Oh, and thirdly, don't do the rubbing of the chopsticks. You know when you open wooden chopsticks, you like to do that to get rid of the splinters, and just because it's fun. Everyone loves doing that, right? But don't do it in Japan because it's seen as rude to the owner, because you're basically saying, oh, your chopsticks are probably cheap, which, let's face it, they probably are. But in fact, they usually definitely are.
The music, I love it.
Probably the greatest thing about Japan ever, and the reason that I eat out several times a week, just because I save 20% automatically. In Japan, it's believed that customer service should always be exceptional, with staff giving 120% every time. 120%? 110%, 120% would be ridiculous. But it's not necessarily rude to tip someone, it just creates this awkward situation where the worker, the staff, would feel like you're assessing their performance and they could potentially lose face. So you might think you're being nice by giving someone a tip, but you're not. You're just creating an uncomfortable situation for the worker, and they'll probably just reject your tip outright. So don't be tempted to do it. There's a real emphasis on being mindful when you're using public transport in Japan that's often completely absent in many countries. Numerous of the times that I've been riding a train in the UK and someone nearby has been screaming at their partner down the phone, and I felt like I was part of the argument, like some kind of unpleasant 4D experience. But given Japan's density, it's especially important to be mindful when you're stuffed in a train alongside fellow commuters, many of whom are sleeping as well. With that in mind, don't ever talk on your phone on the train. That's a massive, no thing to do here. And even talking loudly is looked down upon. If you're on a local train or a subway train and you get a phone call, just ignore it until you get off. And if you're on a bullet train, you can go to the little compartment in between the carriages and take your call there. I remember for the first few years that I lived here, whenever someone handed me a business card, I was utterly terrified, because until then, business cards to me had always just been a bit of paper or a bit of card with some writing on. But in Japan, they are so much more. Once you've exchanged business cards, the trick is to imagine you've just been handed the lost treasure of El Salvador or something. First, study it meticulously, the name, the job position, the details, and then either put it in your business card holder or just put it on the desk if you're at a business meeting. Just put it on the table. Never play around with business cards or put them in your back pocket, because they're seen as a physical extension of the person themselves, and you don't want to stuff somebody's physical extension down your back pocket. If you're doing business in Japan, always carry business cards. You don't want to be that awkward foreigner who stood there writing out their name and number 50 times in 1 hour on the back of a tissue. And for the record, I am usually that awkward foreigner scribbling down my details, because I do forget to bring them, and subsequently I hate myself when it happens. if you've got a runny nose, standard procedure here is just to keep sniffing, or just to find a toilet or a broom cupboard to hide in. Blowing noses in public is pretty rude. Interestingly though, handkerchiefs are pretty popular here. Not in the way you would think though. People use them to wipe sweat off in the hot summer weather, or even more commonly to dry their hands in public toilets. Because surprisingly, many public toilets in Japan don't have any hand drying facilities, despite having space-age toilets that reside in the same room. It's quite a weird contrast that I don't quite understand. Physical contact in Japan isn't really a thing. You'll bow a lot, you'll nod enthusiastically daily, but occasionally you might shake hands with someone if they're a good friend or a business client that you get on well with, but generally I avoid it unless someone makes the first move. And hugging in particular doesn't go down well. It's just met with expressions of awkwardness and despair. And also amongst couples, public displays of affection are phenomenally rare here, so don't be surprised if you get the stare of disapproval if you're kissing your partner frantically in the street. And I think that it should definitely be this. If you're the sort of person who feels the need to have a debate or an argument about things or throw your opinions out there constantly, people will find you obnoxious and dislikable and probably just avoid you. Embedded heavily within the culture is this idea of keeping harmony and avoiding conflict at all costs. And it's a lot easier to do that when people aren't at each other's throats, throwing around opinions. Sometimes it can be frustrating when people are just unwilling to speak their minds or give you a clear yes or no answer. I mean, one time, one of my colleagues when I was teaching, I asked him, do you have any pets? And he said to me, maybe my cat is dead. I was like, maybe your cat is dead? What does that mean? It is dead or is it not dead? It's not Schrodinger's cat, is it? It turned out the cat was definitely dead, but he was just the sort of person that always liked to use the word maybe and just not express certainty. But if there's one reason I've never seen a fight anywhere in Japan in the last 5 years, it's probably this reason. That people are a lot more careful about expressing their opinions and holding back what they really think. Yeah, I couldn't be bothered to film that one. Everyone seems to know this one already anyway. When visiting someone's house or entering a public building like a school or going to a hot spring, you take off your shoes and switch to slippers before you go in. The easiest way of knowing if you have to change your shoes is there'll be a change in elevation in the floor. So when you go in, there'll be a little stair, and that's when you know. This is the one thing on the list where failing to stick to the rules will have noticeable results. A few years ago, a friend and I visited a public bathhouse in Kyoto, and we went in, and you're supposed to take your shoes off. For some reason he didn't. I don't know why. I don't think he noticed or saw. There was a little old woman sitting behind the entrance counter where you kind of pay, and when we walked in, she saw that he still had his shoes on, and she shot up with terrifying energy and ran over and grabbed him and took him to the front and was like, get your shoes off, get your shoes off. And that image has stayed burnt into my mind. This quiet little old woman suddenly becoming so alive and animated by this terrible event. And ever since then, I've never forgotten to take my shoes off when entering a building. For whatever reason, rubbish bins and trash cans are disturbingly rare in Japan. Outside of convenience stores, it can be a nightmare to find one. And the reason I put this on the list is because so many people, so many of you guys message me on Twitter saying, I'm in Tokyo and I can't find a bin, what should I do? I've wandered through Tokyo for up to 20 minutes sometimes just in search of a bin and can't find one. The streets though, despite that, are shockingly clean here because people, if they can't find a bin, they just take the rubbish home with them. It can feel like some kind of mini game sometimes, going in search for a bin, because when you do find a bin you feel a real sense of achievement. But despite that, don't be tempted to litter, just keep trying and you'll find a bin one day. Seems like a fairly obvious addition to the list, and yet in the UK we just cross the street whenever the hell we want. Whenever there's an opening in traffic as opposed to waiting for the green light, same as many countries. In Japan, however, people do not cross the road on a red light. It's incredibly rare, and it's one of the greatest ways of seeing this sense of order and obedience to the law that exists in Japan. If you stand at a roadside in Japan and there's no cars coming, you can't see any cars whatsoever, people still will not cross the road until it goes green. Over the years of the many friends I've had come to visit me here, this is the thing that shocks them the most. The idea of not crossing the street when there's no visible cars there. The idea of abiding by a rule that doesn't seem necessary. And yet for me personally, the main reason I abide by it is after a few years of being here, you don't want to stand out. You don't want to be this stereotypical rule-breaking foreigner. And as well as that, you don't want to run the risk of getting caught out by the police. So those are two things worth taking into consideration before you dash across the seemingly empty road. And the last one, don't worry about not knowing anything about Japanese etiquette when you come to Japan. As I said earlier in this video, there aren't going to be any real consequences to not following any of these things, apart from maybe the footwear one. That's quite scary. You don't want to get dragged off by an old woman. The reason I say don't worry too much is because I find a lot of people come here and they're very nervous and very anxious about following the etiquette they don't really comprehend. And that includes even me. When I came here, I didn't know anything. And I was constantly anxious and nervous that I was making mistakes. But really, as a foreigner in Japan, you get a kind of a free pass to make mistakes. People are understanding and they're kind and they will let you off. So don't become too nervous about following all the rules. Do your best, but don't become a nervous wreck. So those are my 12 things not to do in Japan, but what have I missed out? Let us know in the comments section below. I've probably missed out. Don't ever be late. And don't enter a bath or a hot spring without having a shower first. Those are probably the other two key ones that I've missed out. And now they're on the list. So this is actually 14 things not to do in Japan.
Okay, okay. So, did any of these rules impress you the most? Which one impressed you the most? Let's see.
El de la basura, profe.
Okay, which of the Japanese etiquette? How did you find etiquette? I think it was like this. Etiquette. Oh, that's true. Yeah. Spark. Antique now. Etiquette. Or Japanese etiquette. Caught your attention the most. Okay, which one? Sorry, you said something. A la basura.
Sí, sí. Que no hayan muchos tiestos de basura y que haya que estar buscándolo como por 20 minutos.
That's strange. There were few rubbish bins. That's true. Yeah. I thought the opposite because Japan looks really clean. Bins, sorry. Okay, it looks really clean, but I thought they had more of these ones. Okay, what else caught your attention, people?
La de la propina, o sea, así como que no se deja propina a meter.
Okay, the one about leaving.
De hecho, porque, por ejemplo, acá es como casi educación dejar la propina y allá es una falta de educación.
Okay, so let's add that one in here. What things are do's and don'ts in Chile? Okay, so here in Chile, you should leave a tip, right? If you don't leave a tip in Chile, they look at you like, miserable bastard, right? Is that true or not? Or just my impression? Like if you like the service, you leave a tip, right? In Chile? Valentina, I think. I've lost Valentina. A tip. All right. Waiter, waitress. Okay, what about anything else that caught your attention? Hola, Cristiano Ronaldo. Hey, man.
Teacher, por fin pude entrar.
Yeah, your friends told me that your computer was updating or something.
Sí.
Yeah.
Gracias.
No worries, man. Hey, anything else that caught your attention? Any other Japanese etiquette from Japan?
Eso de la comida, que no se podía comer o tomar nada en la calle.
Ah, okay. Okay,
Pero
so
acá, o sea, en realidad es algo bueno porque acá todos comen o comemos en la calle y eso implica que las calles estén sucias o de repente en el piso hay como charcos de helado, por así decirlo.
absolutely, you shouldn't drink or eat on streets. Yeah, that's true. It's way cleaner, right? Here, yes, yeah, surely all of you have seen like ice cream puddle on the pavewalk or soda or even piss sometimes. Yeah, it's terrible. There's a lot of garbage in Chile. I think that's one of the problems.
Profe,
Yeah.
creo que en Japón era que como que como cuando comían, como que sorbeteaban lo que comían. En cambio acá es falta de educación hacer.
Ah, yes, that's true.
Porque
So-
era como símbolo así como de que está rico, de agradecimiento a quien lo cocinó.
Uh-huh. So here in Chile, you shouldn't. How does it sorbetear? Sip. Sip. I think it should be sip. Take a sip. Slurp. But I'm not sure about this. Slurping. A very specific word. Slurp. But wait, I don't want the translator. No, I want a dictionary. Slurp. Yeah, in Chile, when you're on the table and you are slurping. Okay, this is not slurp.
Yo creo que lo escribió mal, o sea, en el traductor salía mal.
Sí, salía slum.
Slurp.
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 Okay, to drink a liquid noisily. Yes, slurping. Okay, we got a new word. Slurping. You shouldn't slurp when you drink or eat something. I don't know in Japan. I don't know if slurping in Japan is nice. Maybe yes, but I don't know. Okay. Anything else? Good ideas.
Profe,
Yeah.
eso de que cuando uno va a una casa de alguien, tiene que sacarse los zapatos, ponerse zapatos.
Yeah, me encanta esa. I love that one, honestly. So you should remove your shoes. God damn it. Your shoes when entering a public building.
Teacher, the chopstick one was kind of scary.
True. Never play with your chopsticks. Yeah. Do you remember he said something about that they passed the remains of their dead relatives with the chopsticks when they're cremated? Wow, that was scary. Because I imagine that in Japan there are too many people and the space is not that big like in Chile. So I guess that most of the population are cremated. They're not in, like cemeteries. So that's why they passed the remains with the chopsticks. Oh, that was scary.
Ya no lo había pensado así, profe.
Yeah. Japan is really small. I mean, it's small for the number of people they have. So surely they don't have cemeteries, or maybe they have it super old and expensive, maybe, so they cremate it. Never play with a chopstick. It is related to death, okay, and bad service, something like that. What else in Chile? Can you think of another thing that in Chile is like, don't do that, it's bad, or something that you should do in Chile? Okay, let me think. Come on, people, think. You guys too.
Profe, no sé si está bien eso de andar en la calle con armas, así como navaja o pistola, cosas así. Te pueden detener los carabineros. O sea, si te detienen los carabineros, te pueden llevar preso.
Oh, okay, so you can't carry weapons of any kind. I think in every part of the world that's like a negative thing, but let's put it anyways. But it's about the etiquette, okay? About the etiquette. So let's have another go. Okay, let's find. Let's find some help on the internet. So Chilean etiquette. Okay, going to reach. Going to teach. Going to teach etiquette. Okay, things to know. Okay, do. Okay, let's go for the don'ts. Use a lot of hand gestures in conversation. Many years in my mucho mano? No, no sé. Point or beacon. Ah, this one. Yes. You shouldn't. Okay, you shouldn't point at something, someone in public. It's rude. Yeah. Did your parents told you that one when you were a kid? Don't point. And you're like, it's a caballero.
Sí,
Me lo han
sí.
dicho en el colegio, profe.
Yeah, it's cool as well. Yeah. Don't point. And you're like, ese. Y uno dice, ¿qué tanto? A ver, ¿qué otra cosa? Hit your left palm with your right fist. Hit your left palm with your right fist. Así como, ¿tapita? No, I don't think it was offensive. Address someone by the first name when you are invited to do. Claro, si yo le digo, por ejemplo, imaginemos que la mamá de la Connie se llama Fernanda. Le digo, hola Fernanda, y no lo conozco. Nada que ver, ¿o no? ¿O qué piensan ustedes?
Como que se llama más como por el apellido, ¿no?
O señora algo. Claro.
Profe, yo encuentro que está bien. Así como yo no le voy a decir a usted, Damián,
Sí,
voy a
pues.
decir profe.
Claro, siempre ocupamos algo como para hablar, po. Cuando no conocemos, dice, a menos que te digan, tú te ames nomás, ¿o no?
Eco.
Claro,
Pero,
sí.
o sea, yo pregunto, por ejemplo, a los amigos de mis papás, les
Ajá.
pregunto como si les puedo hablar de tú o cómo les tengo que decir antes.
Ya. Al menos pregunta, po, por ejemplo. Hay algunos que se por el
Es
chorro.
que hay algunas personas que les molesta
Sí.
que lo llamen por su nombre.
O que te digan tú.
Claro.
Yo me acuerdo, a veces hay apoderados así que son un poco más mayores que yo. Me dicen tú, y yo los miro así, ¿what? Le digo, no, profesor Damián, teacher Damián, Mr. D. Sí, es raro, sí, es algo que no es común. Someone for their first name.
Es que es como hasta un poco, o sea, como que lo toman como despectivo, como oye tú, así.
Sí,
Entonces como que así lo veo yo.
Estoy poniendo lo mismo otra vez. I think you are allowed. Sí, como patudo, como que te invaden así, es raro lo que se siente. Un poco patudo, sí. Sí, eso no nos gusta a nosotros, como las personas demasiado como cancheras, ¿no? Parece que es muy cultural. Por eso el argentino a la mayoría les cae mal. A ver, ¿qué otras cosas tienes? A ver. Never eat with your hands. Bueno, sí, pues. ¿O no?
Teacher, eat
Huh?
with your mouth open. That's rude here. In other places, it's not rude.
What?
Or
Breathe with your mouth.
eat with your mouth open.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's true. You shouldn't,
In
yeah.
Japan or in Asia, making noise while you eat is actually like it's like showing that you like the food, like
Yes,
praising the food.
praising the food. So here we have slurping. That's the word. Slurping. You shouldn't slurp. Like, yeah. I remember I had a girlfriend in the past that she hated that. Yeah, she hated it. And for example, when I drink tecito, uh, it's super hot. So I usually do like sometimes, and she was like, "Ah, God damn it, stop it!" I was like, "Ah, come on, it's really hot." Wait to drink until the toast is been made. Don't pour wine with your left hand. Ah, come on, but that is dining. Ah, dining etiquette. Open and give immediately. If you are invited to someone's home, send flowers. Nah. Don't give yellow, purple, black flowers as a gift. Nah. Don't give scissors, knife, or any cutting utensil. This symbolizes cutting off a friendship. Really? Have business cards arrive on time. Perfect. Okay, so what about the time in Chile? What about the time? Like, for example, in some countries is well seen, right? You don't get the disapproval. He said the stare of disapproval. I like that word, stare of disapproval. It's like when someone looks at you like, yeah, you screwed it. Esa misma. In some countries, if you, okay, let's say you have an appointment with a friend. Okay, let's meet in Los Bomberos at 3 p.m. And in Chile, if you, it's like in some countries, if you arrive earlier, it's well seen. Okay, nice, punctual. Okay, if you arrive late, in some countries, it's normal. And if you arrive punctual, in some countries, it's looked at. I mean, if you arrive before, it's looked as you are very anxious and you are very insecure. It's really strange. What about in Chile?
Eh, o sea, hablaré por el sur. En el sur, o sea, no es mal visto llegar tarde, es normal. E incluso el apurar a alguien para que llegue a la hora está mal visto.
Yes, that's the thing. Not
Sí.
to arrive late to.
Tienen que apurar a las personas allá en el sur.
What about here?
Hay una frase, se me olvidó la frase. ¿Cómo era?
Una frase. Ya, piensa mientras.
Sí, hay una frase sobre eso. Era el que se apura en la Patagonia pierde el tiempo.
Oh, mira, qué cultural. Yo una vez me acuerdo que estamos hablando con unos suecos, de esas veces que fuimos a Inglaterra, y Cristiano Ronaldo de esa vez, la Valentina igual, y decía que si tú llegabas antes, estaba mal visto. Tenía que llegar como puntual. Y era así, what? O bueno, y si llegáis después también era mal visto, po. ¿Cachai? Pero si llegáis antes era mal visto en el sentido de ¿cómo se llama? De que era muy ansioso e inseguro. Y así, ¿qué? Aquí, por ejemplo, cuando tú saludas a alguien, you should greet with a handshake. Or sometimes a kiss on the cheek, on the cheeks. But this is like right now in the pandemic is not even nice, right? In other countries, you just not even the handshake. You sometimes like, hello, okay, that's good. In Japan, you can't do that. So in Japan, you shouldn't shouldn't expand your physical contact. Here in Chile, we don't mind being, close to people, like hugging with people. Hugging others or being super close to another person is okay. But in other countries, it ain't fine. You say you're super close, that you're too close. Okay, anything else to finish our class? Late. Conversations, they hug and kiss on the cheek, enthusiastic. A pat on the back, la compadre. Especially true among close friends. Okay, good. Okay. Do you think about this one? Do you think do you do this one at your home? This one, do you remove your shoes when you're at your place and wear slippers, for example? Sorry, what?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's pretty useful.
Sí.
Yeah.
Es que por la sociedad y todo eso, nosotros hacemos eso, pero lo hacemos desde, o sea, lo empezamos a hacer por la pandemia, porque mi mamá trabajaba en el hospital, entonces ahí se sacaban los zapatos, los dejaban en la entrada, los desinfectábamos y todo eso. Pero después se volvió una costumbre y ahora lo hacemos siempre.
Ahora lo hacen siempre. Ah.
Ya no estamos ya no está, o sea, ahora todos tienen como sus pantuflas o andan en calcetines, pero no en zapatos.
I think it's a good thing to keep, right? As you say, we bring so many dirty things from outside, so it ain't good. I have like a cupboard and I leave the shoes in there, and always have my slippers in the house. I think some of those things from other countries are really nice to have. For example, rubbish bins, not eating in the street. I don't know if you have had that experience when people eat something really smelly on the bus, like an empanada or something. You're on the bus.
Sí, una vez había un señor comiendo como hamburguesa con papas fritas al lado mío. Y me ofrecía así, porque yo lo miraba así como, señor, ¿qué está haciendo? Me decía, ¿quieres? Y yo, no, gracias.
And it's really smelly, like, stop it, please. Or for example, Papa's chips are usually really, really smelly because of the garlic sauce. And sometimes there are people on the taxi and they're eating that, and it's like, please open the window. It shouldn't be that. There should be special places where you can eat, like on a bench, on a park or something. All right, people. So we continue with our class of rules next time. And in the afternoon, night, I will put the marks in. No, that's not. The document, by the way, the document with the points is here in Google Classroom. I don't know if you can enter. Did anyone check it? Did anyone check the document? Let me enter. State of disapproval. It's here, 11.b. Here. So there should be a document. If you click on here, there's a document. Did you open it? Could you see the document, people? Or did you see it?
Yes, teacher.
Sí.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Thanks. I didn't know. All your points are in there. So if you have any problems, for example, Cabrera told me, please leave a comment if you have a problem with the points. And yeah, I'll put the marks in the afternoon. There were some people that got the maximum points, so congratulations on that. It wasn't a hard work. All right, people. So I'll see you next class with more things on the rules. All right. Take good care. Big hugs. Enjoy your day. I miss you and have a grand day.
Chao, teacher.
Have fun. See ya. See ya, Joe.
Bye,
Teacher.
teacher.
Bye, Valentina.
Chao,
Switch on the
profe.
cameras.
Bye, teacher.
Thanks.
Profe.
Alrighty.
Profe.
Una foto, Cristian. Dimo.
Sí, que ¿cómo era eso de los puntos? ¿Cuándo vamos a poner los puntajes?
Lo pongo hoy día.
Ah,
Hoy día
ya,
lo
ya.
pongo en la nota de que sale, o sea, el puntaje que está en tu prueba del correo.
Ah, ya. Ah, ¿puede poner todos los puntos?
Sí, pues lo puedo poner todo.
Sí. Ah, ya, es que no sabía cómo era eso.
Sí,
Ah, profe.
Profe,
por supuesto.
pregunta seria.
Cristiano Romario. Ujú.
¿Me puso presente por
Sí,
llegar?
sí,
Aún
pues.
así. Ah, ya, muchas gracias.
Sí, te puse
Ya.
antes.
Ya, chao, profe.
Yeah,
Cuídese.
man. Take care, you too, dude. See ya. Bye-bye.